Debut pick, and TNC is really getting on this confident choice for Aurora. Mid lane up against Anana. Huge coverage by the AoE ultimate as well.
Oh, are they going to go to Rizla? They need something tanky here. X-board. Mark this junk. Okay. Oh yeah, excuse me, the CC.
I'm not a single.
So what's the roam here for Eska?
Smell a gunpowder in the morning.
Oh my goodness, we forgot about...
2 debut picks, boys. Franco!
We forgot about... He's a Viking. I was going to say the pirate. He's the Viking.
The Viking of the Marathon.
Viking.
I'm actually leaning a little bit more towards TNC.
I miss the days when we would hold our breath waiting for a hook to land.
Yeah.
Now we can see it.
And we've been seeing it from Ben Things back then.
Yeah, I'll never forget. There was
Former teammate.
There was a time I counted hooks, and then people were mad at me for counting hooks because I didn't count for hooks in Season 7. It was Season 9.
Season 9.
It was Season 9. I counted hooks of a player. Then they told me, why didn't you do this back in Season 7? I'm sorry, I didn't think of it.
Okay, you want to do it again?
No, it's
Okay.
really tiring to count hooks, you know. it's really tiring.
But it's really a fun game to watch when there is a Franco, because we've been waiting to see this kind of like a tempo-based momentum setup that could come from a different composition, and we're seeing debut picks Aurora for the first time. We're gonna see it again. No, first time rather, and I'm excited to see this.
Whoa, look at that.
4-man leash rush.
Look at this rush. Not to mention a great skin from Ryzen. Had to grab that while you could.
Oh, I have that.
If
No.
Escalera somehow hooks this, no way.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
He said,
Escalera. Oh my god. He just stopped that whole plan. And meanwhile, King Kong gets the purple. What a player.
he's probably saying on his mind, hey, Coach Ben thinks, I know you've been doing this on your TikToks. Is this how you do your reset if you're doing or using a Franco? Well, I can still do it.
Bro, I can't believe my casters cursed that.
You called it.
I don't think he would. Flicker, hook, that's a play.
Called it, Renmar.
Yeah.
Right on point.
Yeah, and what that does is, again, that completely messes up the early rotation here of TNC Pro Team. So that encourages them to pull off a more of a risky play at some point later on. Because now King Kong's going to reach level 4 first. The Martis is grasping at straws. With that round, the level lead. See, only level 2. He's only about to hit level 3. So TNC, for the first few rotations, are going to be occupied with just making sure that Ryzen gets his farm and gets to level 4.
Wow, there's so much that could happen from the two composition of TNC and ONIC Philippines. Go ahead, comment down, start a discussion to our online viewers right now in the English stream. What do you think of this? Comment down. Aurora and Franco that showed up. Will the composition work?
I think it's going to be a big testament for once we get to these objectives.
Yeah.
Even with this turtle, TNC doing a pretty good job at actually controlling this part for now. So for ONIC Philippines, how do they deal with this again? We don't even have a contestation, really. Ryzen going to get that first turtle. So even given how that whole early exchange went, first turtle in the hands of TNC.
Yeah, and it's borrowing from the fact that ONIC PH understand the type of lineup that they're up against. They have the Martis. Oh,
Gem going to eat up the target right here. He's in trouble. Look at the burst damage from King Kong, but Heads still able to survive even with that vengeance. So ONIC Philippines will not be able to find the kill they're looking for.
This is what I hate about going up against an XP lane CC. When she has the vengeance, completely sustaining back with her lifesteal, she just lives and just smiles with his yo-yo. Her yo-yo.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, TNC ONIC PH understand the lineup of TNC have a lot of zoning. Your Franco is good. Yes, you have the hooks. Yes, you have the bite. But you have two big ultimates that sort of force you to play around those two ultimates. They'll be standing there and leaving themselves susceptible to just getting thrown all the AoE damage that TNC can dish out with that Aurora on their side.
I always wondered, especially when Aurora got that revamp through, I was wondering when she would pop up in the competitive play. And so now it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds later on, because with the Glacier mechanic, with having even that passive, you know, basically mirroring the Nana across from you.
Yeah.
You still kind of have to work through that for both teams. Now, burst potential from ONIC is pretty good. There's the Bloody Hunt with a focus mark. Ryzen already going to be taken out. Glacier there as well, but it's not enough as Ryzen falls for TNC. And that's another thing we have to take note of. Escalera rolling with a focusing mark helps. This is what we saw from Franco before in seasons past.
Yeah.
Where sometimes it's just a lockdown or the Iron Hook landing, and then you almost get a big, nice burst of damage.
I think that's the thing that you need to look out for. Look at that. 1v1 up top, Nomad and Kelra. Almost at half HP, and they're still doing the showdown.
From above. Ooh, secured by Ryzen, so no steal by King Kong. But Retribution was actually forced out there. So King Kong has a Retru, Ryzen does not. TNC Pro Team, yeah, they're going to pull it, but they're going to try to find a play elsewhere first.
See if they can actually play around this timing. Still 18 seconds on the Retri for Ryzen. Gem going to be the one to pull it out. Already securing that purple buff for King Kong. But by the time this all unfolds, Ryzen will have that, so it's going to come down to that. We'll see if even ONIC Philippines wants to push the pedal here.
Yep.
Escalera could be the marker for them. There's Gem with the potato on his welcome. Going to find the lockdown. They're going to force it through. Super Yoshi goes in. Now he's low. King Kong's out of the picture. Flicker comes through from Gem. Head's also taken out in that battle, but that's going to be TNC taking this turtle.
No jungler for ONIC. Now Ryzen is going to take this one out of their hands, and as well as more of the resources out of ONIC Philippines in a few seconds.
TNC just has control in spades, even though they didn't have Nomad there with Heads, Ryzen, Yoshi, and Hatred just fighting there alone. The combination brought out by all of the skills of the Aurora, and especially the zoning provided by the Frigid Glacier, with Gem and Escalera just standing, utilizing their ultimates there. That's just a signal for Hatred. I'm going to drop down my ultimate here. The members of ONIC can't get within this zone, while whoever's laying down their ultimate is going to struggle. So King Kong's going to be thinking of, okay, if one of my frontliners, the Barretts or the Franco, gets a pick off, do I continue this? Do I fight? Because I'm going to put myself at risk of getting just crowd controlled and bursted down with Aurora and the other members of TNC.
You know, that's the problem. Will they force it though? Will they keep on forcing those kinds of moments? Because if we look at both of the two teams' magic burst damage, it's high. And Hatred just breaks the ice. Last time Aurora was picking MPL Philippines was in Season 8, October 10, 2021.
Wow.
By then, by next play was Yelly Haze, and they won against Omega.
Oh, throwback there for that Aurora. By the way, I really want to point out here the itemization of Ryzen. He went for the Fury Hammer, a little bit of damage, but then he goes into the Dreadnought, so he gets that physical damage reduction dished out by Onyx, Gem, Barrett, and then of course the Nolan as well. Super Yoshi just picked up the Flask of the Oasis, so now this is TNC's time to stop Onyx time in Force Game 3. If they're going to build a considerable lead to transition into the mid to the late game, it has to be now with the big play.
Well, big play still could come up at any second. Still one thing to consider here. There's no turret being taken out of TNC just yet. And Heads is still holding on a few hits, but that's Escalera starts to fight.
Jumps in with that flicker. That's a lot of damage. Super Yoshi can't survive it, though, as he gets taken down. So with that, Turtle's going to be up. It's already started by Ryzen down there. They're going to force Gem back. Oh, there's the passive coming through. Super Prince flickers out. He survives that, but Turtle secured for TNC.
But they peeled off a possible burst. But that's a hook.
At the hook, still Super Prince. Quite low, still under the turret. They get the turret here. Head's gonna be happy. No Man had to use that Purify earlier. So they trade. They're trading right now with objectives.
Exactly, you said the magic word, trading. So far TNC has read that Onyx playstyle is they're not really gonna be going for the objectives that much. You're up against an Aurora. So even though Onyx still got the kill, it potentially could have been a worse scenario for TNC if they just left Nomad alone. Good thing Super Yoshi was there to take the kill for the team. TNC still got the turtle into the turtle, and they also got the tower in the mid. They're gonna lose his tower in the bottom lane, but TNC just need to defend their mid tower, because with them still having their mid tower healthy and ONIC not means TNC are at an advantage. But TNC need to force ONIC back. This is why ONIC's moving like this. They want TNC to be forced back because they know that TNC, if they can, they have all the space in the world to play around the center of the map.
Yeah, glad that you mentioned the positioning because Super Yoshi really covers a lot of vision that he can get out of ONIC Philippines because they have been really trying to cross that first tier turn in mid, but nobody's letting them through.
Again, with this, at this point in the game, First Lord coming up. TNC has had a pretty good control over the objectives, but now that everyone's getting in position where itemization-wise, they're kind of where they need to be, power spike, in terms of where they need to be on the gold laners, even for King Kong, right? He just got the blade. So now that he has that available, there could be considerable burst damage, but so far, every time it's been Super Yoshi, and he's been able to mostly survive with that Matilda pick. Again, a hero we see constantly banned out or picked up when it's open.
One of the biggest problems for TNC all season long has been their inability to convert an early to mid-game lead into a win. And the problem is, ONIC's lineup with the Nana and the Nathan, they scale very well into the late game. So now here comes the conceal play.
Escalera again, there's the lockdown with the Bloody Hunt. Super Yoshi won't be able to survive that one, but Escalera gets fired back on from a Nomad. The 1-for-1 for now. Hatred has to flick forward. There's the Glacier, but King Kong comes in. The passive is not enough to keep Hatred alive. 2 down for both teams.
Good trade.
And the Lord for the taking. Hatred and Super Yoshi still gone for a little longer. Heads trying to keep them at bay with Nomad. But it's a little risky now to commit on the Lord.
3-on-3.
Very risky, head slow, frontliner for ONIC still healthy, quite low, getting there, but King Kong just needs to do dashes.
King Kong.
Heads trying to gain life out of the Lord.
Super Yoshi on the way.
Sees it forward, Heads
We'll
trying
get
to
it.
go! King Kong will get the Lord. Flickers come through, but the chase is there. They're going for it. King Kong out of there as well. Escalera, the next target. As Nomad gets that, but here comes Kelra. Takes out Nomad. It's a trade across the board.
What a retribution duel. King Kong walks away with half a second of getting the retry off before Ryzen could. And now ONIC will march out. And again, this is the problem we talked about for TNC. Their conversion, their inability to convert an early to mid lead or a lead at some point in the game in control into a win. Will that haunt TNC again, or will TNC be able to find a turnaround?
Well, that's scary. If you come to think of it, you need to have a contingency plan for this. Because we just saw Hater just flickered in through with the use of his Glacier. But one thing that could cost out of that kind of initiation is could be the life of Hater. They were going to be missing out on the magic damage that they need from ONIC Philippines' defense in the late game. Which could be scary. So they need to be sure as well on how they want to approach this because they would surely want to close something out with the hook.
The hook, it's Super Yoshi again, but Gem left to his own, gonna get taken down. Turret's still on the bottom side, that tier 2 will fall. So ONIC Philippines, they kind of back off for now. They got checked there. They still have to respect what TNC can pull off.
Yeah. Right now, again, this is late game Nana and Nathan. Do they have the Radiant Armors available for them? In terms of the items, still, again, everyone really good right now at a good spot. I would like to see one more damage item on this Aurora, though. Because you already have 3 core items here for that Nana. I think just a few more gold, and Hatred will get his 3rd item. A lot of the damage is going to be coming from the mid laner and gold laner combinations of both teams. Oh, fleeting time for Escalera, though. So again, this is ONIC's identity of just wanting to pick up the pace, always have a play available for them.
Yeah, speaking of plays, talking about cooldown reduction, right present with the hooks of this Franco. And he has been landing his hooks right on point.
So with that, we're still waiting for that objective to come up. I don't really expect even ONIC Philippines, with the lead that they have, to press this situation unless it's guaranteed from Escalera. And that's where you come to the part where, do we use the Flicker Bloody Hunt combination? Do we land these hooks if we can? There's a couple health left on this turret into the tier 2 mid lane for TNC, but right now, control-wise, ONIC Philippines has it, and they know this coming up into that Lord.
Well, 10 seconds on the major objective to make the play. to make the push, to make the siege of ONIC Philippines. Still on the lead to 2.5k. Can TNC turn things around this time? But they have an early positioning right onto the Lord.
Yeah, I would also like to see TNC again need to do a little bit better with managing their minion waves. They have 3 minion waves on the all crashing in closer to them that need to be dealt with. That bottom lane. Oh, Gem! Wow!
Gem with a flicker. Daytona's welcome on the target. It's
what a play.
Ryzen taken out of the picture. Escalera jumps in. Hatred in trouble. Still has the passive though. So it's a trade here. Gem and Escalera taken down for Ryzen.
What a play, Gem. Worthy of a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Flicker, Daytona's welcome combo. Served up hot for King Kong.
Yeah, and the flicker actually came after the Detona's welcome. So he got the bite there onto Ryzen, but used the flicker to put himself in a better position to stun Ryzen closer to the other members of ONIC so that they can get a sure kill. And then the follow-up by Escalera with the Bloody Hunt, but oh no, ONIC are going to be forcing the Lord.
They still want to go for this Hatred! There's the passive! He's going to get taken down! Kelra also! Now it's King Kong and Super Prince, Nomad and Super Yoshi with heads, and it's the window to take the Lord is gone.
Reset.
Better for TNC though because Kelra's not here, but it's actually their jungler who's going to be forced to handle the minion waves down bottom. If I'm TNC, I'm going to be whittling down the Lord here right now, and then just go try and get it. Still have to watch out for King Kong though.
He's fast, it's quick, like the distance that he can make with his ultimate.
Oh, Super Yoshi.
Trying to chase him down.
Him with a circling eagle. They're going to try to collapse
That's
down
deep.
on them. Super Prince has to flicker out. Escalera, though, will be taken down by Nomad.
Wow.
So they find a sort of hope here for TNC. Could they possibly take the Lord off of that? Gem going to hold the front down. King Kong's positioning crucial here as well.
Yep.
They want to contest it.
Wow, he's very calculating his entry.
Look
right now. Look at this. He's just wrapping around everything.
Uh-oh.
We're seeing the King Kong cam right in the Nolan, same as House and Sui did it last time.
The KKC, King Kong Cam.
Can they go for it? That was a whole U-turn on the map.
Can he?
Waiting patiently. The rest
He's
of the team
checking.
is
Super Yoshi, no checking him.
They don't know.
No check.
Gem
Nobody checked.
falls down.
Nobody checked.
Oh,
Spotted out.
Oh,
Landing roll. No, they can't get it. Nomad comes out huge.
Clutch by Super Yoshi. Check the bush right on time. Full combo. Super Yoshi and TNC may have saved this game for themselves by finding King Kong.
The senses. Super Yoshi senses felt it. Something was wrong with that specific bush.
Hook.
Oh,
Gonna get the hook off, but they're just trying to buy some more time here. Turret goes down. ONIC Philippines has to recalibrate here and get ready for this defense.
That was fun.
That was a really funny one. He really calculated his way through at the back line. Because if... Oh! Flicker from Escalera.
Huge hook once again. Ryzen taken out. But ONIC Philippines still, they have to deal with that Lord. They're buying themselves some more time here. But right now, TNC, they have this minor lead. Can they hold on to things?
Can they pull it off? Can they seal the base? And the lead right now is currently going to go on their side. And ONIC PH will melt this Lord down. And look at the coverage right now of ONIC.
Seal again.
King Kong is there still on the other side of the river.
Escalera might just playing some mind games. Not going to find the connection on the
No
iron
hook.
So they back off.
Yeah, again, very difficult thing here for TNC Pro Team is that ONIC has a tremendous high ground wave clear. Already up to a Holy Crystal is the Nana, full build Nolan with the Sad Sword as the last item. Already up to a Blood Wings as well for that Nathan, a little bit more sustainability for himself. So in terms of the item department, again, good. Aurora also has a Divine Glaive, so it's my favorite part of the game where it's just all about who presses buttons better. But most importantly, here in the Philippines, what we put a lot of importance into, who handles the minion waves and the map better.
That's a great way to put it.
That macro.
The macro. And even where KDY, Super Fins, oh wait, hold that. Oh, I was about to assume that something might happen, but Super Fins didn't have any deaths yet. Lord advantage is with TNC right now.
Yeah. Stuff right now is that Ryzen and Heads, they're juggling as to who's going to be the frontliner taking the brunt of the damage for the team. Right now, it's Ryzen. Super Yoshi can only just really go in, dive in, guiding wind, and then get himself out as well. but they have to move as a unit, similar to what ONIC's doing. But so far, everyone's just been doing it cross-map. And again, an interesting thing about this lineup is that lots of the trades from both teams have come from who just starts it out first, with both of them having like a pick-off capability type, dive type. It's about a lot of the trades in this game has happened around that. Whoever starts it out gets down, but then it's going to be a trade over and over again, rinse and repeat. So the immortalities are going to come in big here. Winter Truncheons, Wind of Natures.
Hell, even the passives.
Yeah, and all the passives
Of
too.
hatred,
From
having
Nana, yeah, from Nana and
hatred.
the Aurora. Both of those heroes' passives will play a part in this fight. As you
Two
see them go
lives.
and start it up.
Okay. King Kong is out of the vicinity.
Oh, entry.
Oh, there's the lockdown. Going to be fine
Kill him.
here on the bottom side. Where is
Barton.
King Kong going as well? Everybody quite low from TNC. Kelra, though, taken out very quickly.
got a different game plan.
King Kong.
They're forcing back TNC
he's
back to base.
pushing it down the base. Does he continue on? He just gets the base turret. Gem and Escalera could be waiting, trying to buy time. Heads
Oh,
going
look
to
at
keep them at bay. There's the flicker.
Good
Gem
jump.
will get taken down here by
Whoa.
Heads. But King Kong
Uh-oh.
will get spotted out and has to force to get back, but he put pressure on the base of TNC.
Wow, this match, this game, TNC just completely woken up. They were forced to go back to the base. How ONIC wanted to seal that push right in mid, and Horizon secures a major objective. A game still alive for the Phoenix Army.
Yeah, I just want to say my MVP from that last scenario, of course, Nomad being able to go back. It's actually Hatred. He was actually able to get the kill onto Kelras Nathan, and most importantly, he used his Winter Truncheon early. He used his Winter Truncheon early to make sure he gets a good angle, to waste ONIC's positioning of being able to take him down. So after the Winter Truncheon, he'll still have the passive available for him if ever he gets taken down. And kudos to Super Yoshi and Ryzen being playing around him again. You're gonna want to watch Hatred here. Winter Truncheon suppressed. You wasted Kelra's entry. Heads got to take him down as well as Hatred. And Hatred, after not even using the passive just yet, sidestep, got to use his ultimate to get damage there. Hatred was my MVP.
The mastery onto this Aurora. Hatred finally getting a kill out of Kelra. Now the siege and the Lord is with TNC. The lead as well. King Kong is on bottom as well. They're trying to divert everything out of TNC, but will they be diverted?
He's going to push it through full force. They're going to hold it together here the best they can. King Kong going to go back to help the team out. Flickers after flicker
Nomad,
come
Nomad.
through.
Oh,
Kelra's
what?
going to be taken out very quickly. There's a lockdown though. Nomad's taken out of the picture. So ONIC Philippines holds on. They lost Kelra. They lose a base turret. What more do they want? King Kong still at the front of it all. Has to be careful on the approach.
That was so quick. A quick takedown. Both two gold laners, Nomad and Kelra. Looks like, hey, let's take ourselves out of the picture here.
Yeah,
and a reset.
Gold for gold. Look at Nomad, 8-2 and 3, a tremendous game. I wonder if it was his decision to say, you know what, I'm probably going to go down here, but I really want to take Kelra down too. If I'm going down, I'm taking Kelra down with me. So now it's even. But because of the push that we have there, it's a little bit more TNC. If it was his call, brave call by the young man. Heads up, Heads got a Twilight armor. Again, reminder for everyone, that's burst damage everywhere. That's burst physical and burst magic that it counters.
Yeah. That's going to be a big problem for ONIC Philippines. If you want to go with extended team fights, they need to look out on how they want to be dispersed from the back line, from the C. So look at the damage shield. Nomad is on top against Kelra. Oh, the carry right now is also, this is the window of the carry to show.
Yeah.
So both of these teams, it's still an even ball game. Still one thing could make or break from this.
Yeah. I feel like the difference that has sort of flown under everyone's radar, even my own, until I realize it now, it's just the presence of the two EXP laners, the difference between Heads and Gem. Of course, we know Gem, a little bit more static. He bites someone, but he stays there. Heads has been jumping all over the back lines of ONIC and is a more difficult presence to deal with. Having the Vengeance battle spell, reflecting damage, being able to survive, and of course the damage being able to get dished out by one CC up against the members of ONIC. I think he's become the sleeper hit. Oh, Esca!
Escalera.
He finds him!
He'll be able to find Nomad. There's the damage, though! Nomad's out of the picture!
Down.
The Glacier comes down. Gem's going to eat up Hatred. Hatred still has the passive, but they're down their gold laner for almost a minute. Nomad out
Wow.
of the picture. What a play from Escalera.
Oh, he just completely spotted a great target out of TNC.
Nomad didn't have an immortality at that time. He only had the Wind of Nature. Now he stares at the immortality and says, I wish I had you sooner.
Let's see if they can pull it off. Half health here. King Kong going to try to spot someone out.
A crucial pick off for ONIC Philippines. All
Hatred.
advantages with them as
Hatred,
well.
goes in with a flicker. Can't catch King Kong.
They forced the reset.
So Lord,
Yeah.
soft reset. Tsukuyoshi with the circling eagle. They're going to force back out of the jungle. There's a lockdown once again. Heads has
big
to
ult.
get back. A huge stun
Wow.
for TNC. Now ONIC Philippines still trying to struggle to do something here. Nomad will be up in 10 seconds for TNC for this fight.
Yeah, commending
Wow.
TNC to just buying time for Nobel to go back in the game with the immortality ready as well for these kinds of team fights. Man, 24 minutes in, base pushing up top in ONIC PH base.
Wow, TNC, how they handled that. Despite them losing Nomad, they realized, wait, we can still fight this out. They have the capability to. And ONIC, they tried to find an angle, but they couldn't because TNC faced them off bravely. Oh, Ryzen!
Ryzen going to check the bush. Spots them out. Again, Escalera doesn't have flicker for a while, so they might have to stall this out, wait for that being available to try to emulate what he did earlier.
Yeah, for those of you watching us right now on TikTok, be ready for your TikTok goodie bag. A lot of things that can go your way. Who's going to win this game? Will it be ONIC? Will it be TNC? Go ahead and comment it down on YouTube. We want to know your discussion. We want to know your comments. Because this game is just so tight for these two teams. It's just the second game of the second series of Sunday.
I'm gonna say this now. Comment down below. Did you expect this in game number 2?
Comment it down.
Comment down. And who do you think is gonna win this Retro battle? Is it Ryzen? Is it King Kong? Is it TNC? Is it ONIC?
Ooh, Lord and half HP. Another full reset. Just let it be. And ONIC is not going to go near at any point of TNC's area or even responsibility.
Yeah. I'm smiling from ear to ear. This has been a fun game to cast and watch. Comment down below who do you think is going to win wherever you're watching in any of our official YouTube broadcasts of MPL Philippines. Hashtag TNC, hashtag ONIC.
PH.
Yes, you're not wrong there. Hashtag ONIC PH.
That
Oh,
works too. Circling Eagle. Kalra going to get out of dodge there with that entropy. Wave's going to be pushing in. They still going to manage them. King Kong waiting patiently as well. Still about half
Gem.
health on this Lord. Working through it.
Gem got Hatred.
Hatred. The pass.
oh, he's down.
It's not going to be enough.
The mid,
So
the
King
mid.
Kong goes down the mid. TNC, what are they
Home.
going to do?
King
gotta
Kong
go.
They have
with
to
him.
deal with
no
it.
one's gotta
Media
go back.
out. They can't do it. ONIC
Split.
Philippines
No.
will sweep the series against TNC.
Divide and conquer. It's ONIC time. Just make them go bananas. We split so fine.
Woo! Running it back. ONIC Philippines. What a win. Heartbreaker. Massive one for TNC Pro Team. But you could see it. They were thinking about it. They were considering it. And they